Hello and welcome to Frontrunner Motorsport, and today we are going back to watch some more old races from Formula E's past, this time going back to the fourth round of Season 3 for 2017 Mexico City E-Prix. Now, so far this season it's been all about Sebastian Buemi. He has won, in fact he's pretty much dominated the first three races, and so it's up to everyone else to catch up to him. And we have one change on the grid for this race. If you watched the last episode you'll know that Mark Ha is gone for Season 3. Techeetah have replaced him, and they've chosen a Mexican to replace him with. The failed Formula 1 driver, Esteban Gutierrez, will be stepping in for a few races with Techeetah. So with that, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you go back and watch the previous episodes of Let's Watch Formula E. And with that, let's jump into the video.
All five lights are on, and we go green in Mexico City. Good start from Oliver Turvey. Very good start as well from Jean-Eric Vergne. Can he challenge on the run down towards the first corner? Couldn't quite find the inside line, and that's going to allow Heidfeld through. Heidfeld's into third place. Are we all going to get through safely further back? Looks as though we are just about. De Grassi does a little bit of grass cutting, loses out as a result to Nico Frost as he accelerates through this long right-hander. Now we come into turn 3. Turvey leading, second for Lopez, third for Heidfeld, fourth for Vergne, fifth for Vergne, sixth for... Oh, and there's an accident in there, and that is going to be Mauro Engel, who's gone into the back of Lucas De Grassi. De Grassi will hope he hasn't picked up too much damage there. We'll keep an eye out on that apt car further back. Oh, his rear wing, wing's gone.
And that will not make a massive difference aerodynamically, but he's going to have to pit anyway in case it flies off and causes contact with another car. But Oliver Turvey leading the race here. And
Buemi's lost a place to Felix Rosenqvist, so Sebastian Buemi has dropped down into 8th position. He's in the first of the blue and yellow cars. There you can see the damage on the back of Lucas De Grassi's car. There's no doubt he will be forced to come into the pits.
Yeah, and it's rubbing the tyre just a little bit as well, but yeah, he's going to have to come in there. I don't know, they're going to come in at the point that suits their strategy the best. The officials are going to be black flagging them too. We've talked about a strategy lap 23. Oh, massive lock-up!
And Da Costa is not getting that one stopped, is he? As he flies on at turn 1, tries to rejoin the circuit, everyone avoids. Further back there's a bit of chaos as well, but that was Da Costa, I think, trying to get past Sam Bird.
So it's been a while since we've had an instant-packed first lap, but this was amazingly chaotic. Let's start with the elephant in the room. What's Oliver Turvey doing on pole? How did that happen? And beyond that, just chaos erupted. And even at the first corner, some cars got very, very close to the tyre barrier, including Lucas De Grassi, who did not have a great start, and it only got worse from there. At the chicane, everyone concertinaed up, and it was honestly like bumper cars. There was a lot of different bits of car flying off. But De Grassi and Mauro Engel have come off worse. A massive hit to De Grassi, and no idea how he's going to recover from this. But Mauro Engel's race also affected. Other than that, it was honestly just more chaos. Da Costa, he locked his brakes and went off. I'm very excited to see what happens in this race, because clearly everyone was just in a bad mood, or maybe they were all just really badly jet lagged or something. But that was a crazy first lap.
Safety car pulls in, and Oliver Turvey will get to decide when to floor the throttle.
Nailed it there. Concertina slowed the pack down, got a good run out of the chicane though. Has he got enough advantage? How brave is Lopez feeling? He's going to be brave from that far back though.
Across the line to start lap 5 of 45. Turvey leading the way for Next EV Neo. Second is the DS Virgin car of Jose Maria Lopez. Third, Nick Heidfeld. Fourth, Jean-Eric Vergne. Championship leader Sebastian Buemi, 7th.
Very surprised how conservative everybody was there, because obviously the brakes are cold, they didn't get a chance to warm them up, they were going so slowly behind the safety car. But, surprisingly action-packed free that
target still 1.25 target.
So we had the safety car out for a few laps, which bunches the field back up again, although it actually hadn't spread out that much because it's only a lap. De Grassi has come in to replace his rear wing, which was really badly damaged. Team did an amazing job. They did it super quick and got it back out on the lead lap. Nico Frost also had to come in to replace his nose, so he's dropped back to 14th, but again the stop was very, very quick. They did a great job on that. So yeah, after that chaos at the start, Stefan Sarazan's been in the pits as well, but his teammate Mauro Engel, who was damaged, hasn't come in the pits, so that's interesting. And at the moment Oliver Turvey still leads. We're on lap 5. and that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out with energy later on in the race.
I think Jean-Eric's got to get past here if he wants any chance of catching those cars in front. He's got to get past.
Same is true for Buemi, I think, as well.
Yep.
Down into turn 1, arriving at huge speed, but Heidfeld is doing the job at the moment. In that third position for the Mahindra team. On board we go with Sebastian Buemi, the championship leader who's won every race so far. Heidfeld was brave enough to take a wide line into that chicane. He knows Verne's not going to do anything silly.
If Verne goes in and overextends, he's liable to lock the rears and spin. It's a critical point. The Formula E car is difficult to actually... Targets. Formula E car is actually difficult to brake in a straight line, never mind when you're turning and braking too. It's quite a challenge for them.
Turvey is struggling here with energy. Look, he's on 58%. Lopez behind him is on 61% and tucked right up behind the next EV Neo machine. So I think Turvey has got his work cut out if he's to win this E-Prix.
Yeah, he's hoping for another safety car at this point. Look how well he gets off that last chicane. If I was him right now, I would be tempted to start holding up Lopez through that stadium section just a little bit more.
Copy.
So after that chaotic start, the race has calmed down a little bit. There is a great battle happening just behind the leaders. You have Heidfeld, Verne, Bird and Buemi all in one pack together, sort of playing the waiting game, but it's looking very, very close. Up front, Oliver Turvey is still leading, but he is using more energy than the people behind him. And De Grassi has started to make moves back through the field. He has passed Esteban Gutierrez. So he's got a long march up the field to come, but he is at least starting to make moves. It shows the car's not too badly damaged or anything. So we're about a quarter of the way through this race. It's looking pretty spicy right now. So we'll see how we get on, because we're still quite a way off the pit stops yet. So we're still in the very early stages of this race.
Where is he going to pass him? And without risk, that's the mind of an experienced driver like Lopez.
Those two Jaguars behind are using an awful lot of energy keeping up with the gang in front.
Yeah, same.
Don't need to overtake Turvey. Oh, but is that Turvey slowing? Is that Oliver Turvey slowing down? The race leader down the start-finish straight. We're on board with Lopez, but Turvey is slowing down.
If you stop, you
There
have
he
to
is.
reboot.
No.
If you
From the
stop,
lead
you
of
have
the
to
race,
reboot.
Oliver Turvey has run into trouble.
Heartbreak.
What a shame for the Englishman.
Unfortunately, you have to recycle.
Recycle means turn it off and on again. And what a gutting moment for the man from Penrith.
That is absolutely heartbreaking for Turvey. Did not deserve that. It's one of those what could have been moments. Could we have seen Oliver Turvey take a win in Formula E? We'll never know, because unfortunately it looks like he's broken down. If he can't move the car, I'm pretty sure we're going to get another safety car as well. But that is absolutely devastating.
Very different drivers there. You've got both with massive talent. Adam Carroll talking there on the radio. A real standout GP2, just didn't have that money to get the next. Those front wings broken too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Didn't have the money to get up energy to Formula 1.
Now, did someone just try to overtake coming down into turn 1? We need to get a replay of that, because it was all kicking off, and now here comes Daniel Abt up the inside of Nico Prost coming into turn number 3, and he goes through then. So Daniel Abt up into 12th place, but it looked like they were going side by side into turn 1 from the little sort of end of shot I saw a moment ago. That, if
we
so,
think that was Daniel Abt going side by side, or someone else? I didn't see it. I was looking at the time screen.
I think so.
Wow.
Well, and now the safety car is deployed. The safety car is deployed. Look at this. Yeah, it was Prost lunging one up the inside. Clear yellow flags. Okay, he backed out of it, but that's not cool.
No, he's clearly not. He's made a mistake. You know, he's obviously. There's Oliver Turvey.
Well, that got a bit silly, didn't it? They left Turvey's car there for like 3 or 4 laps. I know he's got to try and restart it and do all his buttons and stuff, but it's sitting pretty much on the middle of the track, and race drivers are race drivers. They get pretty close to it. Honestly, they should have just called a safety car straight away, or maybe a full course yellow, whatever. But that did get a bit dangerous there.
4th, the DS Virgin machine of Sandberg. 5th is our championship leader, Sebastian Buemi. As they get on the brakes into turn 1, you can see the rest of the order there on the tower on the left-hand side. The percentage is the usable energy remaining. So D'Ambrosio and De Grassi in 18th and 19th places have already switched into their second car.
Beautiful restart from Lopez. Absolutely great. You know, obviously a new sensation for him leading a Formula E race, but he just nailed it, took off, and that was it. Can he keep that advantage? Heidfeld, to me, looks the one that right now that's going to be under attack pretty soon, as we see here.
Yeah, indeed, lap 19 of 45. Buemi now has emerged to have a little bit more usable energy than, for example, Jean-Eric Verne in third, but no more than Felix Rosenqvist behind, who's done a very good job. That safety car period seemed to help the Jaguars for some reason. They're now on the same energy level as everyone else.
So that was a very strange safety car period. Firstly, D'Ambrosio had to pit because he ploughed into his teammate and I think pretty much destroyed his car. So he's had to swap to his second car. But Lucas Di Grassi has also rolled the dice and gambled on, I guess, another safety car. So he's now in his second car as well at the back of the field again. But obviously when everyone else pits, he's going to have like a minute advantage. But he's going to have to play it slow because obviously he's going to have a lot less energy than everyone else. And other than that, Jose Maria Lopez is still leading. The race was completely neutralised for like 3 or 4 laps. So we are closing in on the halfway point and the rest of the pit stops.
Where's Verne coming out of the final corner? Who is going to take the lead? It's 3 abreast in the pit lane further back. He's going to just about hold it, I think, Lopez, but Verne will be right up to speed. Here they come into the right-hand now, and he's through.
Be careful, turn 3, yellow flag, turn 3.
Has he made it through?
Yes.
It's difficult to... But there he is. No, but that's Sam Bird.
No.
Yeah. And there's a yellow flag there,
Now
so
you
there's
follow your
Lopez.
dashboard for the
Lopez
strategy
leads,
member.
and
Should
it's
be
second
7.
place now for Jean-Eric Verne. It was a bad stop for Heidfeld. That's all that's happened there.
Strategic
A
7.
bad stop for Nick Heidfeld
Two clicks to the front.
has
Two
dropped
clicks,
him
bias to
down the
front.
order.
And you can then tell him to move the brake balance around. Here we go, it's just going to stop, isn't it?
Yeah, coming through the left-hander, gets on the power, and he's got nothing.
I mean, look, it was P4, and he was going to lap it longer than everybody else. You know, that was the strategy that we're on there.
So, Lucas Di Grassi and Jerome D'Ambrosio, right, are in first and second places. They don't have to pit again, but they're a long way ahead of the rest of this queue. It's Lopez being given some instructions there, but here's Jose Maria Lopez, but he's not leading the race. Maria Lopez is not leading the race. Lucas Di Grassi is in the lead. He's coming through the middle sector now with Jerome D'Ambrosio behind him. If these guys want to win, they've got to get past Di Grassi and D'Ambrosio.
But these boys have got to get to the end, which I think is going to be a tough enough ask. Never mind that. And watch how quickly if Verne can close Lopez down.
Alright, so the pit stops were very complicated. Not only did we have 2 early stoppers in Di Grassi and D'Ambrosio to keep an eye on, but we had Jean-Eric Verne came in a lap before anyone else because he wanted clean air to get... because he's quick, and Heidfeld has been holding him up. So he pitted early. Then pretty much the rest of the field pitted on the lap after, except Prost and Duval, who kept going. Unfortunately, Duval's broken down on the track, and I wouldn't be surprised if we got another safety car for that unless he can move it. But there has been a couple of losers in the pit stops. Heidfeld had a very slow stop, and he's dropped from 2nd to 8th. Sebastian Buemi, who honestly I'm surprised hasn't made more progress in this race. He was stuck in 5th for ages, but he's now dropped to 10th. And the Jaguars were both running in the top 10. They've dropped back as well, unfortunately. But they have looked a lot more competitive at this race than they had at the previous 3. So it looks like they are still making progress with those cars. Other than that, Jose Maria Lopez still leads. Well, no, he doesn't. Lucas Di Grassi leads, but has a lot less energy. It's going to be a case of will we get a safety car for Duval, and what else can happen in this crazy race.
So apparently late last night the minimum pit stop time got changed, and apparently Scott from Motorsport and Andretti are the only 2 people who didn't read the bulletin. In comes the safety car, and we're racing once again here in Mexico City. Lucas Di Grassi and Jerome D'Ambrosio are in first and second positions. Ironically, the positions they crossed the line in here last year, but they have got about 25% less usable energy than the cars behind. So Lopez, surely before too long, is going to steam through and into the lead of this race.
Di Grassi sort of flicked it in, a bit of a Scandinavian flick.
Oh, here we go, look at this, Jean-Eric Verne. Verne up the inside of Lopez. They have a little bit of a rub, and Lopez holds onto the place for the moment, but he knows that's ultimately for the race lead.
Yeah, that's for the win.
Yeah.
That is for the win right there, but he did well to hang on because he was on the outside on the dirty part of the track.
Goodness me, so...
Those Mahindras, looks like one car.
Yes, indeed, and that's Rosenqvist trying to get past Heidfeld. Look at this, this was the look up the inside from Verne.
He would have made that happen, but the dragon car in front just kind of blocked him in a bit.
But I think he only had that opportunity because the Dragon car in front was trying to save energy.
Oh yeah, absolutely right.
Fantastic stuff. So Vern has got, and Vern needs to know he has to get track position because he pitted a lap earlier than everyone else, so he's
close.
a lap less usable energy.
He's
so
close,
here we go.
Jack.
Jean-Eric Vern for what will be surely the net lead of the race, closing in on Jose Maria Lopez. Not quite close enough.
What, that DS Virgin car goes in a straight line.
So we had another long safety car period. It was a few laps this time, and that does in theory help Degrassi and D'Ambrosio a bit with energy and time as well. The time, I think the race can only be like an hour long or something, so if they can sort of stretch it out, that also works for them. But behind them, Lopez and Vern are looking very, very racy. The Andrettis have been having a good race. They're both in the points at the moment, but they're both under investigation for pit stop times, which is a shame. And one of the things I always held against Formula E in the early days. But that might mean the Jaguars get back in the points, so we're going to have to see what happens. Honestly, this race is just completely up in the air. So many different things could happen. We're sort of waiting on things to happen at this point. And it has been pretty exciting so far.
See if he gets closer. Yep, he's close. Watch this DS Virgin car go in a straight line now. Lopez is going to have a go.
And he'll be lifting and coasting so early, but now Jean-Eric Vern will be behind this saying this could be more an opportunity.
Bit of French there, Jack.
Yeah, exactly. Look at that. Look how much earlier he had to brake. Jev's in exactly the same position again.
Lopez has got to have a go into 3 here. He's getting held up. Is he going to have brave? Now.
Oh! Back end stepping out on Vern.
As soon as he lifted off, grabbed at the back.
Yellow flag. So are we going to see another, hopefully full course yellow, because they could just roll that car back in, or will they keep it there because it's not in that dangerous a position?
No safety car anymore.
No safety
And you
car.
have more energy than behind.
I'm surprised we haven't heard Degrassi yet saying this car's a dangerous position. We need a safety car. That's what I'd be doing.
Yeah, indeed. Like, I just got a good, when Vern pushed him wide there, it was Vern saying, he ran into my fist. It was that
exactly
sort of equivalent, wasn't it?
D'Ambrosio is really slowing everybody down through the stadium section now, just to try and save some energy.
So then more stuff happens. And Antonio Felix da Costa has unfortunately broken down, but he was going to get a penalty anyway, so it doesn't really matter. His teammate Frines also has a drive-through, so it was Andretti messing up their pit stops. And da Costa's parked his car on the track, but it's not in quite a dangerous a place as Turvey's and Duval's was, so he might not get a safety car. Degrassi's pulled away out in front a bit, which I don't know if that's a good thing with his energy or not. Vern and Lopez have made contact, but both survived, but there's a bit of arguing going on about that. So yeah, this race is still kicking off, and it's only, I think, less than 10 laps left now, so if something's going to happen, it's going to happen soon. Otherwise, Degrassi and D'Ambrosio are going to pull off just an absolute masterstroke.
Thank you to Looking Spiffy for that comparison. Now, this is good news as well for Degrassi. It means he's pulling out
Yeah, no,
the
I
margin.
cannot pass him and I have burned that already twice, nearly put me off.
So that's Lopez saying, I can't part. I'm amazed he can't pass. And here comes the fan boost from Sebastian Buemi. Here comes the outside. Look, oh, he's lost it. He's lost it and he's gone. Lopez bins it at turn 1. And what a shame. And Buemi bins it with him. Incredible. Buemi was trying to overtake around the outside. Goodness me.
Honestly, I give up.
Yeah.
So Lopez has thrown away the race victory.
He went to the outside to make the move, got on the dirty part of the track and got pushed out, and that was it.
Oh, Lopez is going to be so frustrated about that. And that means surely that, and here comes Piquet up the inside. That's going to be close. So's that. A little bit of contact as Daniel Abt tries to get through on Jose Maria Lopez, who then tries to go around the outside of Nelson Piquet. He's going to get hung out to dry there, which will allow Abt back up the inside. This is now all over. 11th place, fundamentally. Degrassi leads the race, D'Ambrosio second. They've got so much more less usable energy. Vern is now third and needs to close in on those two chaps in front if he wants to win this Mexico City E-Prix.
And this is where Lopez needs to keep calm and not let his temper get the better of him. There's our leader, Lucas Degrassi.
So that has changed things considerably. Lopez, honestly, if he'd just shown a bit of patience, probably had this race in hand. He just, needed to make the moves when they matter and not spin. And he's blown it, and he's dropped down to 11th, I think. Buemi, I don't know if he had an issue or something. It was a bit strange because it was seemingly in slow motion compared to how Lopez spun. And you don't normally see Buemi make mistakes like that, at least not back then. So I don't know if he's got a problem. Maybe he's nursing something wrong with the car, with the regen. We'll find out. So Degrassi and D'Ambrosio are still out in front, but now they have Jean-Eric Vergne chasing them behind. Vergne has looked quick and very eager to make moves. So it's now on him to see if he can stop those two from winning. They have about 15% less energy, so they have closed the gap in terms of energy usage. And with 10 laps left, they're not in a completely terrible position now. So honestly, this race has been incredible, and this video is going to be a bit too long because of it. But a lot has happened.
Now, to judge that speed of exiting this next chicane, just judge that distance, get the braking just right coming into the chicane, and then jump. From now, right there is the key point and how you get out. And he's done a very good job there, very good exit. Can he make it happen?
The Faraday Future Dragon car of Jerome D'Ambrosio's in second place at the moment.
7.67.
Sam Bird there on the radio just letting it, and well, D'Ambrosio knew it was a good run. He brakes. Where's Bird going to go in all of this? Can he get a run? Goodness me, this is proper defensive stuff from Jerome D'Ambrosio. And here comes Bird. Has he got the overlap? Has he got the overlap? Vergne's on the outside. Where's Bird? Behind. Oh, there go the Mahindras. Bird gets a hit.
It's a fucking joke.
It's a goodness me joke, says Jean-Eric Vergne. Apologies for the language, but that has allowed Heidfeld and that has allowed Rosenqvist to drop 2 places. Mitch Evans just got up to 6th place for Jaguar, and now here comes, no, it's Adam Carroll. No, it is Mitch Evans, apologies. It is Mitch Evans, yeah.
Brilliant.
So we're only a few laps from the end, and Degrassi has a few second lead, and he's closed the gap on energy to the cars that pitted a normal time. Yeah, I think he's only got 5% more. I think Vergne has 5% more than Degrassi, so Degrassi has done an incredible job on energy. He's pulled a gap in the lead. If he wins this, it's a miracle drive, because if you remember back to the start of this race, he got hit from behind and had to pit to replace a rear ring. So it's been incredible. D'Ambrosio, though, is the star of the show. He's holding Vergne off in second. He's used a lot of energy, though, so I don't think it's going to work out for him. But it has been a great defensive performance. Sam Bird is really trying behind Vergne, and that's making it very difficult to battle D'Ambrosio as well. He's got to try and overtake and cover off Bird. The Mahindras behind are tight behind. The Jaguars are there. There's a real group of cars behind D'Ambrosio in second. Is a massive pack, and even though there's only a few laps left, I'm expecting something to kick off again, because we've seen so many crazy things in this race, and it would be nice to get one more at least, I guess. But at the moment, it looks like Degrassi has this, which is just a miracle. And Sebastian Buemi's out of the points right now, so honestly, let's just see what else can happen.
Right, across the line, 3 laps to go.
That Faraday Future Dragon car is so fast through the turn 13 area.
Oh, he made a mistake. In the wall, not quite. Vergne tries to get the inside. D'Ambrosio closed the door, but this has to be it now for Jean-Eric Vergne. He's up into second place, and he has now got to sprint if he wants to take Degrassi and win the Mexico City E-Prix.
Watch the lap times now, this is it.
3 laps to go. And now Sam Bird's under pressure. Here comes Heidfeld, not close enough into 6 to get the move into the stadium section.
A bit of a naughty little weave there to keep him back.
And here comes Nico Prost, he hits him.
Oh.
Round goes Heidfeld, pirouetting in the stadium, and then a shunt, and the 2 teammates hit each other. Mitch Evans is caught up in all of that as well. They all get going. That's going to be a safety car,
yes,
and that could clinch the race for Lucas Degrassi.
There's bits of carbon in
Oh,
the
he's
car
got no
with 3
wheel.
wheels, yeah.
Rosenqvist doesn't have a front right wheel.
Has been let loose, so D'Ambrosio has been overtaken.
The teammates did not.
5 seconds lead, 5 seconds.
So here is Rosenqvist. He's going to try and get back to the pits. He's not going to be able to turn left here.
That all happened because Prost hit Heidfeld, and then Rosenqvist got caught up, and it wasn't teammates hitting each other.
No.
We haven't got a full course yellow yet.
And that really is the piece de resistance. In fact, there's pieces everywhere. Vergne finally got past D'Ambrosio, and it was a D'Ambrosio mistake that let him through. And then in the aftermath of that, Prost spins Heidfeld, Heidfeld must hate Prost. This is not the first time they've made contact. And then, as I think I've said before, Rosenqvist is one of the unluckiest drivers in motorsport. He has nowhere to go and just drives through his teammate. Very, very unlucky. The Jaguars very lucky to get through without damage if they have. I haven't seen Mitch Evans' car. But if he has escaped damage, he's in 5th at the moment, which is a great result for Jaguar. Honestly, I don't know how this is going to affect the results. I don't know if Prost will get a penalty. Rosenqvist is going to retire. His car's knackered. And it's pretty much the perfect way to cap this race off.
The two teammates did hit each other, though,
yeah,
but not because of their fault. So, and here comes Sam Bird now. He's going to go around the outside. Can he get this one done? Oh, what a move from Sam Bird! Up into 3rd position. Lovely stuff from the Englishman. Past Jerome D'Ambrosio, who drops down to 4th.
And he's done it before the yellow flag there. The yellow's going to be just as we come round here. Fantastic move by Sam Bird.
Now, Degrassi's got this. He's got 8% usable energy. Vern's only got 9%, and he's 4.5 seconds up the road. This is Lucas Degrassi. He's about to come across the line to start the final lap of the race here in Mexico.
And Buemi, P15.
Yes, he had a shocker come the pit stops. He must have got involved in all that crash.
So at this point, the championship gap, we were saying, oh, you know, Buemi doesn't even have to show up and he's going to be leading it. It's going to be rather close at the end of this race if Lucas Degrassi can bring this round. 5% is going to have to go easy.
Last lap for Lucas Degrassi. 5% left. That should be doable. 2nd place for Jean-Eric Verne. 3rd is Sam Bird. 4th place. Great stuff. D'Ambrosio's not going to make it. He's on 1%.
Look, he's looking down.
He's done.
No.
D'Ambrosio's day is done. But goodness me, did he give us some fun. Mitch Evans could finish 4th here. Mitch Evans could finish 4th. Look, D'Ambrosio's hit 0. He's got no usable energy. He is out. He is done. But here comes Lucas Degrassi into the Foro Sol for the final time. The Mexican fans have been treated to something this afternoon here in the capital.
These guys are getting so close now with the usable energy, running at the last 0.1 of usable energy as they come up.
D'Ambrosio's not going to make it, he's done. But Mitch Evans should be able to finish 4th here for Jaguar. What a result that would be as they come through the final corner. Here comes Lucas Degrassi. An early pit stop behind the safety car. Looked like a gamble, looked like it wasn't going to pay off, but it's victory for Degrassi in Mexico.
Fantastic. Gutierrez points on his first race.
Great job, great management, fantastic.
That to me is one of the most impressive drives.
So that is the end of an incredible race. Honestly, go back and check this whole race out because it is immense. It's just all over the place. It's a bit stop-start with the safety cars, and honestly there could have been more of them. But honestly, from the start of the race to the end, this race was absolutely manic. And I think it actually showed what's best about Formula E. Some fantastic drives. Degrassi, honestly, out of this world. He ended up on the same energy as Jean-Eric Verne, and he pitted about 7 laps earlier. 27 laps in that second car, dragging that energy out. And yes, that includes the safety car period, maybe 2. Still very, very impressive. Verne did do the overtakes when it mattered though. Unfortunately, D'Ambrosio did not finish in the points. He deserved to, but he could not make his energy last. But we did see a double points finish for Jaguar, which is fantastic. Esteban Gutierrez scored points on his debut. PK scored points in this race as well, which has unfortunately become something of a rarity at this point. And honestly, I'm really looking forward to the next race, which I think is in Monaco. But before we get onto that, let's check out the driver standings and the team standings. So Edam still lead the team standings ahead of Abt Audi, who have closed in a little bit. Virgin, Techeetah and Mahindra round out the top 5. Despite not scoring any points, Sebastian Buemi of course still leads the championships after winning the first 3 races, but Lucas Degrassi has closed in quite a fair bit after this race. Nico Prost remains in 3rd, with Jean-Eric Verne and Sam Bird just behind. So that was the 4th round of Season 3 of Formula E from Mexico City. If you've never watched it or it's been a long time since you've watched this one, go back and watch it. It's incredible. And with that, leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back soon with more Formula E and some more motorsport content in general. So have a good one.